Welcome back to the series. This is episode 4, and this time out we will try to get neutrality low enough so that we can finally join the Axis. Well, neutrality is done, so I guess it's just about the alignment. That said, neutrality can go as low as it wants to be. Yeah, so let's see where this goes. Officer ratio is a bit low. That will probably decline even further, given that other units are coming in. We do have militia up here. This should definitely be enough from a sheer amount perspective, I think. So that shouldn't be a problem. We have special forces up here. Mountaineers in that case. That should be perfectly capable of going towards Taiyuan. And that's all we want. So this should be over in a heartbeat, more or less. We do not have additional units that form some sort of insurance towards the other nations, and neither do we have acceptable amounts of units facing Japan. So some of these units will definitely be needed, just to cover our area. Resources look fine for now. Yeah, that's good. The only thing missing for me right now is additional money. 88 is okay. But if we change all of these laws, you know, this can get quite expensive. So some additional money is always good. And there's to get another fuel message. I definitely do not want to buy fuel. Okay, let's increase the tempo a little bit. No fuel required. What we do want is some militia down here to take Hong Kong once we can. We also want some militia down here to take Zhangyang in case we ever get into a war with France. And we want evasion troops down here to invade France immediately once we can. So let's at least put a transport down here. France wants to give us fuel for money. I do not want that. Okay, so now we're in the red. This is not good. By a little bit at least. We do not have any technologies in the queue yet for resources. Let's put that down a little bit more. I realized that I said I wanted to have espionage going all the time, but we will just need that leadership for something else. There's additional units up here, I think. We should probably include Chiang Kai-shek at some point, right? And given the amount of... Actually, that's not a good idea, probably. Given the amount of units at this point, we could do with an army HQ. Let's have this guy in here. And that's perfectly fine for Chiang Kai-shek, I think. Great. So... let's put an army HQ here. We will just broadly call this the Northern... I don't know. Northern Army. For no reason whatsoever. here. Oh. They do not seem to have an HQ. Well, that cannot stand, can it? Here we go. Now detach this, attach it to the Northern Army. That's better. So this is militia. Let's put a logistics wizard on here. And this is the Xi'an Militia Corps. Seems like we need additional militia brigades. At least 3. Okay. So he covers these 2. Might as well put this one in here. And this is probably too far away. They are not attached to anyone. Well, it's in range. Alright. So that's fine. There's research for aeronautic engineering that finished. Sure. Sure, you can have some supplies. There's also other research that will finish pretty soon. Infantry warfare, militia warfare, mobile warfare, and artillery research. Not bad. Yeah, it's still a long way to go. The alignment. We should probably trade with Germany to some degree. But I do not think they buy supplies, do they? Also, we do not have any diplomacy. Probably because I reduced diplomacy generation to a grind. That will be way too much. We gotta reduce this later on. Oh, somebody wants to buy something. Persia. Of course you can have a close air support. Sure. And we will also sell supplies. Cool. That gave us some money. Okay. 13 spare spies. 3 additional militia divisions. They also want some supplies, sure. And here we get our research. We are doing this for a second round though. So, no use in changing any of these. That's too much for my taste. The militia up here though. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's fine. Well, there we go. So none of these were attached to anything. So I guess we attached them to the HQ. That was the army, was it? Okay, fine. It's a bit much for my taste, but we will do it. I simply want to have any trade agreement with Germany, but it seems like they can totally sustain themselves. Oh, we can buy energy from them. Well, that's a net loss. We buy energy from them and afterwards we sell it to others. Nah, that's useless. We will get there. Let's have a look at Intel instead. So, is there any nation here that screams democracy and may provide some blueprints? Sure. Belgium, for example. Is a democracy. It might not last though. They're another nation, Canada. Canada seems fine. That's the wrong one. There we go. They have a minister with a 5% espionage bonus though. So, not a great choice. But we'll leave it as it is for now. Great. Thank you very much, Ireland, for providing for 5 seconds. Brazil wants some additional energy, it feels. Or they don't. Italy could use some. They do not seem to have the money. Well, we will resolve all of this. Next year. Pinky promise. This seems reasonably fast. I like it. Also, it's not all at the same time, so that's fine. The additional focus or theory, however you want to put it, will go down as a positive for the next research. So that's totally fine. And diplomacy is generated too much now, so we will put it back to 20. Great. An argument can also be made that militia practical will probably not go up any further. So we might as well research the support weapons at least. Sure, you can have some supplies. I do not want to produce supplies, but for now we need it. How's Canada doing? No changes so far. Australia? Let's get back into the counter-espionage, same with France. This looks like counter-espionage is the primary concern right now. Shaanxi, some please. That's okay. And that's okay too. Yeah, I will do this until we are at 150 money or something, and afterwards we can cut the deal. Mobile units, the way we produce them are more or less in a standstill from a practical point of view. They do not increase much, they do not decrease much. Artillery practical seem to go up a little bit, militia practical too, infantry practical too, so that's fine. Overall, I think we can be happy with the increase in practicals. This will be even better the further we go. One, two, three garrisons coming up. Definitely need those. Or 1, 2, 3. There's more than 3 ports though. We could use some in addition to that. No. Most definitely not. I will not buy fuel. That's okay. Let's buy some metal. Metal from Sweden is the best anyway. So, the biggest concern is, well, the plan is to invade these countries one by one, right? So we go towards Shaanxi. Afterwards, we get rid of communist China. Maybe we even leave them. I'm not sure. But we should probably get rid of them, then get rid of Xibei Sanma, as well as Yunnan. Problem is, if we do this too much, or too fast, we will generate a lot of threat. So other nations will feel threatened, and well, at least the Allies will declare war on us at some point, which brings Germany into a war way too early. None of our problem though, but it's still not great for the Axis, and given that we will be part of the Axis, yeah, suboptimal. I just want to find out what happens though, long term. This is about the rise of the dragon after all, and not about whatever happens in Europe. We don't care. We might not stand a chance against, well, Japan is likely to be possible, but the combined forces of United Kingdom as well as the United States and, well, also France and Japan, that's probably not a good idea. I still want to try it though, so let's see where this leads. And if it doesn't go well, well, then you can bear witness. Additional mountaineers. This is not the last division. Not yet. Well, this should definitely be enough for a breakthrough. There's still some space here. Yeah. There's space for an additional HQ. So I guess we do that. Put a logistics wizard in here. Currently one of the old guard. Nope. Nope. Not interested. And an additional cavalry unit. Sure, why not? Where's the other one? Is it in here? No. I thought we brought along additional cavalry. Where is it? Here. Oh, down here. Sure. Let's detach that and attach it to... Oh, we cannot attach it to the army. Sure, we can't. So, I guess we attach the Mountaineer Corps to the army. It might have been attached. I'm not sure. We will call this the Taiwan Mountain Corps. Or Mountaineer Corps, whatever. This looks fine. They're better leader for this job. I guess Huangbo Tao would be an idea. Well, we will get access to others. Great. Oh. With the finish of either of these airplanes, we have enough production capacity to go along with the rest. So that shouldn't be much of a problem. Well, that's 9 points to go until we can declare the war by ourselves. Not being included in the Axis, the alternative is the alignment, obviously. And those 9 points are really hard. So that's the alternative, obviously. If you can push the United Kingdom to be much more threatening, yeah, no problem. You do not need to be in the Axis. Sure, give them some supplies. Huh, that's a rare occasion. Alright, is there anything that needs to be done? This needs to be removed. We don't need that anymore. National unity probably dropped enough. The ground coup training for our fighters improved a little bit. Yeah, they are at 65 now. Doesn't matter anymore. And they are at 65. So we're fine. And neither of those need additional reductions in national unity, so we might as well try to steal tax. It's highly unlikely that we find something useful, but whatever. Let's see. UK is fine that way, Sweden isn't. Gotta concentrate on counter-espionage again. We didn't grab a single tech from Netherlands yet, did we? Maybe the cruisers? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at technology too. So the ground crew training was got finished. Yeah, no big deal. We can still research this. That's okay. Okay. Let's get some money in. This declines a lot. But in war, a land combat experience as well as air combat experience will be maxed most of the time. Especially the air combat experience is really easy to come by. The combat experience, the naval one, that is hard to come by. If you do not have a large fleet, and fleet engagements usually are really hard because the units get lost on a permanent basis. So, well, some units might be, and it's really likely that this happens, especially given that we will face Japan sooner or later, at least. Do we want to send spies to the United States? I don't think so. Might be needed though. Sure. Additional militias. Okay. Here we go. So, we named these Xi'an, so I guess the next one is named Yan'an. All of these. Yeah, it's Yan'an. Great. Let's put in some leader in here. These guys not only have the job to safeguard against communist China, they also have the job to put up some primary forces here. And there's additional militia available now. Okay, not that many anymore. We are in December 36. That should be an easy one. Emphasis on should. There's additional infantry here, and afterwards that's the last run for their divisions. so I do not see much of a problem in finishing those. That will not finish anytime soon. But, well, and at the end of 37 maybe a bit later. Not that bad. Okay. Additional infantry. I'm fine with that. And chemical engineering research is really high at this point. So, we will go into a war at some point with the majors. Major trading partners right now give us money as well as resources. We do not need additional energy production. That said, it's our biggest trade commodity, if you want to put it that way. So if we can get energy production a little bit up, that's great. Rares, we will always be strapped for rares, and metal we can always use. So we will start with the thing that has the least magnitude, but also isn't needed entirely, and that's rare materials. Oh, apparently... Okay. So mechanical engineering research is up to current standard. We are fine with that. And now we can focus on the rest. At least for now. This is also shown in the mechanical engineering theory, I guess. We know about that stuff now. Agriculture will push it a little bit more. Electronic engineering research comes along also. And there should be oh no, it's radio technology that's next. Yeah, this is all good. That said, officer ratio is really low. This seems reasonable. We could build an additional airbase, but I only use we only need this once Golmont has been taken, so we can do that later maybe. On the other hand, we should probably start with it once we attack Xeba-Sanma, maybe even a bit earlier, and we can have a similar airbase down here. Tactical bombers are capable to go towards Great Britain from here, I think. So, down here somewhere. Probably not all the way towards India, though. All of the theory being done means that we need serious research projects. So I guess we can have a look. What is needed? Where do we have decent practicals, with the exception of air combat experience? The militia we have. An argument can be made that this research is a waste of time. On the other hand, we're talking 100 days. One research slot. Doesn't matter much. And we might use them in offensive operations after all. So let's research this. There's also a lack of infantry practical, but at 132 days, that's okay. And we will do the same with the anti-tank weapons. We will barely face any tanks, but more attack is better than not enough. Then we can also use some steel production research here. What else? So artillery practical doesn't go up really. We will include some research for the heavy AA guns though. Is there anything else? Industrial efficiency and production are really important, but we cannot get there. Well, we can include them, but construction practical is really low. I'd rather increase that a little bit and take that along later. Not the best idea though. This should be easy to research. That said, it doesn't provide much value. We will probably research most of these later on. Once we have enough combat experience, it's not much of a problem. Oh, there's something in here, I think. So, for some reason, the ground attack efficiency is in this section. And ground attack efficiency is important to us. We will do a lot of ground attack stuff. So we definitely need that. Otherwise, I'm fine. This fighter will be finished in January. In fact, let's push him up. So that this is done sooner rather than later. I don't care much about the fighter being completed. Well, only for the rest of the production chain. I want the rest to be started. So I'd rather have it done. There's 15 unused spies. What's the ruling party doing? Still ways away from 100%, I see. Well, we certainly killed a few of theirs. France, no counter-espionage needed. Netherlands doesn't do anything with regards to espionage, it seems. That's great. Well, we might not need to go into the Axis after all, but I think we will. Despite the circumstances. That's fine. Oh, I wanted to find another nation. So, democratic nations that could use some spies. In the Allies, there's some rubbish nations that none of these are democratic, actually. I'm sorry if any one of the watchers comes from one of these nations. And I just call them rubbish, but they are really small, so it doesn't matter much. They do not provide any valuable insights. There's only the Soviet Union here, and if you look at the ministers, espionage bonus, and the backstabber, this is 15% plus, and I think their alliance gets another espionage bonus. Soviet Union is entirely impossible to go there. So let's have a look. Philippines. They are minuscule. Puppet of the United States. And apparently this is a democracy. So I do not expect much in there. But who knows? What's wrong? Let's see if they have any counter-espionage going at all. Apparently. It will not be here for long though. And they do have technology like industrial efficiency, or at least they are close to getting it. So we might still find something that's valuable in here. Strong tech is militia theory though, so yeah. Interception tactics will be upgraded in a second. The great stuff with the doctrines is that they are applied instantly. They do not need to upgrade. We still need them though. So the common knowledge is do the tech stuff first, and do the doctrines later. The thing is, we have good practicals right now, so why not use them? Are we close enough? Not yet. That's it, new year. Create additional garrisons. Let's deploy those. Okay, the bare minimum has been done. Did I forget any one of these ports? Sure I did, as usual. I always forget this one. And then I look like a fool once Japan invades here. There's also an additional spot that could be covered up here. Let's do that too. Alright. That's better. This will be dropped. Chemical engineering is hard to come by. Once you research most of this, it moves up a lot. Oh, this is great. The anti-tank weapons, well, I'm not too fond of them anyway. So this is fantastic. Now we do not have to do this on our own. That's great. Stealing technologies, as you're probably aware, doesn't provide you theory. So the theoretical knowledge gets lost. In other words, you need to upgrade the theory tags instead. So researching this would have taken us approximately 140 days. And the same goes for the theoretical knowledge, so it's a wash, more or less. That said, the theory provides some dampening to the loss of future theory points, so that's okay. This will not be researched. This is all good. We can also have additional supply production. No, we can't. I do not want this. I don't want to research it ahead of time. We have enough other stuff that needs research. Okay. Fighters ready. So let's put this in here. 4 infantry divisions. That should definitely be enough. And all of a sudden, we have the entire production chain going. Which is great, because now we can have some upgrades alongside it. I like that. So let's do the upgrades first. This is all mountainous terrain. I do not like it. So the infantry will have a hard time there. What do I want? Sure, you can have close air support. I do not know why. Brazil is a vast country. But you can have it. Also, with the change of the year, always look at your ministers. And in this case, we get somebody. So now we have 5% additional resources and the chemical engineering doesn't decline that much. No reason to replace them, and there's not a good choice here either. But we can put some leaders in here. We have a bunch of fresh leaders available to us. Most of them will be rubbish, doesn't matter much. They will get some experience pretty soon. And now we have additional infantry here to cover versus Xiba-Sanma. This will not be enough, but they are not really a threat to us. It's a vast country, that's the biggest problem here. Oh. We also got some light aircraft practical as well as a medium bomber practical. I guess we could do that, yeah. I guess. Can we join the Axis yet? By 0.63 points. I would have loved for this to be automated in some way, so that you do not have to set the priorities by yourself all the time. But it seems like it wasn't to be. Nine points now. This is really close, is it? No, it's not that close. Additional militia available for divisions. They can cover back here. I think this is pretty clear. Belongs here. I did not rename this corps. I also put useless leaders in these infantry troopers. Not a great idea. Let's at least give him some traits here. Doesn't matter much. But at least something. And these back here. For militiamen. The airbase will be finished pretty soon. So that will reduce required industrial capacity too. Which comes just at the right time, right? Let's deploy these here. That's it. We can have a core here at some point. Oh, I don't think it's strictly needed though. So that bomber, once finished, will free up the production chain. And then we can, well, we have a decision to make. Either we go with 2 additional bombers, or we go with 2 additional fighters, or we try to get in some naval bombers, a license from any of the other nations, because we don't know about that stuff just yet. Naval bombers will not be useful for now, though. On the other hand, once we are at war with Japan, they are highly useful. They force them into producing convoys all the time. And I would love to do that. Diplomacy is still overproduced. I think it will need 5 points to join the Axis. Oh. Sure, you can have that. They do not... They hold up nicely for some reason. 3 points additional efficiency, that's not bad. Well... I usually want the radios to be ready, at least for the war against Japan, but that wasn't to be this time out. Combat efficiency is really important though, so 10% more combat efficiency is a lot. What happened? What? Something was done. It's the airport. Okay. So the airbase here, that was finished. Alright, let's prioritize it like this. And who will join the Axis any day now? Or not? Hmm. Well, okay. So this is a bit concerning here. We need additional garrisons. They are coming though. They definitely are coming. We can use a few on top, I think. So we will probably extend these production chains just with newer technologies. Is this the bomber? It's a bomber. Alright. So now we have 26 industrial capacity available to us. That's hell of a lot. So I guess the question is, what is needed? And from a war against Japan preparation standpoint, the fighters are more needed than the bombers. On the other hand, bombers are really useful right now, so I guess we go with medium bomber. And we do 2 additional ones. Due to the practical, the required industrial capacity dropped quite a bit. So we might actually have some spare. Yeah. 4 points of spare industrial capacity. Nope. So do we want to do the fighters along the way? Sure, why not? Let's do interceptors along the way. Still not ready to join the Axis. We didn't steal a single tech this time out. This is really annoying. I'll probably use the lazy way at some point and just keep it at 1 point of counter-espionage, keep the rest. Sensor tabulation machine. And we are not interested in that. We do have a Mountaineer corridor. So that's the last one of those. They will be really, really useful once we invade Cybersanma. The entire run of upgrades is going now. It's not that much though, so we can upgrade them pretty much in an instant. Not much of a problem. The problem is we do not have that many upgrades available just yet. On the other hand, stuff is coming. Okay, it's February. Can we finally join the Axis? We can! Here we go. Alright. That's a perfect ending for the episode, isn't it? So we joined the Axis, and next time we will crush Shaanxi, first and foremost, and then we will conquer the rest of nationalist China. Well, what happens to be nationalist China in the future. Thanks for watching. See you in episode 5.